June 8th following an attack.
The conflict between the Alsara Guard and Havoc threatens the balance of the world. The Alsara Guard is a tempest of disorder, sowing chaos wherever it roams. But we are honed to strike at their very core. Havoc has cutting-edge technology, but is built on exploitation and suffering. United, we will plunge into the chaos to find the spark of peace. We are GTI. No one gets left behind.
Introducing Diesel Legacy! 2 versus 2 action! 3 lanes, 1 battle! Down, but not out! Local and online multiplayer! Real match! Worldwide rollback netway! Determine the fate of the Iron City!
Get ready for a turn-based RPG like everything you've seen before. It's the Age of Allegoria. Battle your way across the land, mastering weapons and armor as you take on monsters of all shapes and sizes in an adventure dripping with nostalgia. Meet colorful characters and uncover the secrets that Allegoria has in store. Forge your destiny and carve out your place in history as you bring together those who belong together and destroy those who stand in your way. But make sure you come prepared. Things can get a little spicy. Wishlist The Edge of Allegoria on Steam and try the demo today.
Your target is Mark Faber, also known as the Undying, a disgraced former MI5 operative currently working as a freelance assassin. Faber has been confirmed killed by ICA agents more than a dozen times. On every occasion, he's managed to come back from the dead. To be entirely honest, this one's a bit of an embarrassment. Please make sure he doesn't come back again.
Ready for your very own personal trainer?
Okay, let's get started. Ready? 1, 2, jump!
The latest entry in the Fitness Boxing series is punching its way onto Nintendo Switch. Newly added features make it easier to train more regularly. Use Quick Workout to jump into an exercise program right after launching the game.
That's right. Put the punches together. But it looks like you've got more in you.
Once you're done, try going the distance.
Along with an extra workout?
With Mitt Drills, you'll practice with your instructor at your own pace.
Looking good.
And in Sit Fit Boxing, you can complete exercise programs while seated for a different training experience. 30 brand new songs are included. There are also 6 instructors, including 2 new ones. Plus, you can change their hairstyles. Let them motivate you as you work toward your goals.
Nice!
Fitness Boxing 3, your personal trainer, launches on the Nintendo Switch system December 5th.
I'll save you, whatever it takes.
Where are we? What's going on?
Take him out! Come on! Watch this!
Ignorance is the greatest sin.
Be gone!
Let us determine the fates of this world together.
The curse dooms our home. Black rot eats our flesh, and bloodlust consumes every soul. Salvation lies in the Forsaken Lands. Its foul behemoths are the source of our affliction. Be our light in the dark.
You walk on hallowed ground.
Listen to me, Ren. There is no freedom while the curse remains.
I can still feel the black rot in my veins.
Together, we will be stronger.
Ren. I won't let the curse take my people. I'll fight. No matter what it takes.
Live and drink, friend. Come. Hide from the high salt sun. By trade, I am a stone carver, and I commemorate the deeds of adventurers like you. In our world, where everything thinks, where everything feels, there's a lot to carve. I've seen adventurers of every kind. The horned, the winged, those with translucent skin, with bionic eyes, those who race through time to recruit clones of themselves, he who made friends with frogs, she who made friends with bugs, wall diggers, shrine desecrators, those who violate the laws of physics, who swapped bodies with a goat, who swapped bodies with a robot, who sprayed an aerosol can of brain onto a door and swapped bodies with a door and walked around as a door. And of course, my most popular commodity, the tombstone. I've carved every death imaginable. Decapitated, swallowed whole, shot to death by lasers, crushed under the weight of 1,000 suns, turned into a gemstone, slammed to death because they were a door and someone slammed the door. But I know this won't deter you. You'll seek the spindle, deathless spire of light that carves the bright sky like I do a slab of granite. Go then, and perhaps I'll put your deeds to stone.
Psylocke's sword remains sharp. Step aside. Out of sight. さようなら。
Between ancient cultures around the world. A great circle. Does it exist? Is it the key to some lost power? That's up to you to uncover. I'm Troy Baker, and I play Indy. It's humbling playing a character that so many people, myself included, look up to. As a kid, seeing Indiana Jones in the theater for the first time was a defining moment for me. And I never would have guessed that all these years later, I would be the one wearing the hat. But here I am. It's been a dream come true. A dream that I cannot wait for you to live for yourselves. The beauty of a first-person game like this is that we all get to feel what it's like to become Indy. You are the one who cracks the whip, who feels the weight of every punch and the thrill of finding every clue. Indy is such a unique character. A professor, an archaeologist, a brawler, an explorer, the quintessential all-around adventurer. And this game has everything you'd expect from an Indiana Jones adventure. Mysterious artifacts, cunning villains, ancient discoveries, hard-hitting action. It's a world of constant danger where you've got to think on your feet to stay alive. The Great Circle spans the entire globe, from snake-filled jungle temples to scorpion-riddled desert tombs. Stunning open areas to explore freely, full of secrets for you to discover. And you'll get more than just the classic whip and revolver. Indy's journal and his camera will immerse you in the mystery, providing extra info on all of your finds so you can appreciate all of the little historical details he obsesses over. And those details are your key to solving the ancient puzzles that hold the secrets you're after. But ancient secrets don't come easy. It's best to have an exit strategy. This is an incredible new way to experience Indiana Jones, and I can't wait for you to play it. Hold on to your hat.
Few know the truth. I stood with Cain and my brethren until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony.
The fate of this world was preordained in an instant.
What madness is this?
Am I so changed?
I was not prepared for what lay beyond this threshold.
The future has always been written.
Don't fight it, Raziel.
Rangers, can you hear me?
It's forfeit time!
Let's do this, team!
Take that! Go, Power Rangers! I can see how this will end! Woo! Join in the party! enough out of you!
Honest, I don't like you. I think you're kind of a lich.
I am your captain, and you are nothing! Clone drone in the Hyperdome! Yes, you heard that right!
怪盗マイルストーンシリーズ第3弾が登場。あの協力、対決、乱戦がここに復活。80年代から90年代、対等が切り開いた道からさらに10のマイルストーンをピックアップ。対等マイルストーン3シリーズ第3作、2画面筐体で描かれたラスタン最大の冒険、ウォリアーブレード。世界の平和を脅かすテロリストに立ち向かう勇敢な2人の男がいた。3種類のビークルを乗りこなせ、サンダーフォックス。1950年代のアメリカ、はびこるマフィアを撲滅すべく4人の刑事が銃を取る。デッドコネクション、バブルボブル、レインボーアイランド、カダッシュ、ラスタンサーガ、ラスタンサーガ2、チャンピオンレスラー、ルナーク。名作アーケードゲームを10タイトル収録。ゲームの中断データを作成し、後から再開可能。ゲームプレイをサポートする機能も充実。任天堂スイッチ用ソフト対等マイルストーン3、2024年11月28日発売。
行くぞハッピー。
Relive the climactic Alvarez Empire arc from the hit anime Fairy Tail in this action RPG. Set in the vast kingdom of Fiore, Team Natsu prepares to finish their fight. Engage in real-time battles and unleash powerful attacks that fuse different kinds of magic based on who's in your party. Work together with your teammates to take down powerful enemies. Fairy Tail 2 launches on Nintendo Switch this winter.
There's no easy way to say this. I found exactly what I was looking for on Perdan. Full-blown infestation. Everyone is dead. And soon, that number is gonna include me. I got careless and infected. It's in your hands now. I want you to know that I never gave up. Never stopped fighting. Even after those things, not once did I bow my head. By the time you hear this, I will have carved my name on the surface of this planet with a smoking crater. Zula Hendrix, signing off.
Blink, ready. Missile bots armed. Ready to sting.
Ready to blast!
The one and only.
Alright, I am here.
We are airborne.
Air power!
Stinger's attacking!
Upward mobility. Thank you for calling the Stick It to the Stickman application hotline. We're looking for hands-on management-type industry rock stars hungry to disrupt the dominant paradigms of intra-office upward mobility. Are you a team player ready to join our success-oriented thought leaders in open collaboration? Do you thrive in a fast-paced marketplace of crunch culture, kick-flip, non-lateral skill sets with a growth-experienced mindset? Are you driven to unlock your potential, initiating deep dives into crypto-synergistic discommunication?
You're fired.
Are you a corporate veteran with years of experience making your voice heard in the social media sphere, willing to work in undisclosed, unpaid, uncredited entry-level positions from now throughout the universe in perpetuity until your very last breath? Stick it to the man! Submit your application, resume, references, and blood samples today. Position not yet available. Check back in 2023.